Hello everyone. Let's solve today's Leetcode POTD, a coupon code validator. So the problem states that we are given three arrays of length n that describes the properties of n coupons. And these three arrays are code, business line and is active. So the ith coupon has these three properties. Code of I will represent the string which will be representing the coupon identifier. So this will be a string. Then the business line of I will be representing a string which will denote the business category of the coupon. Okay. And then we'll have is active of I which denotes whether that particular coupon is currently active or not. So hence these two arrays are of type string and this is a boolean type. Now a coupon is considered valid. A coupon is considered valid if all of these conditions are satisfied. That means the code of I string that we have, it should only consist of alphanumeric characters or underscores. Okay, so anything other than that, such as hashtag, at the rate, spaces, these are not allowed in this code of I. Okay, then we have business line of I. So this will be valid. A coupon is valid if it only falls in these four categories: electronics, grocery, pharmacy, and restaurant. And then is valid will be simply a true or false. Whether means to consider a coupon valid, this is valid should be true. Now we need to return an array which contains codes of all the coupons. Means we need to return a vector of string for means which will be containing all the codes of the coupons which are currently valid. And we need to sort this result that we get first on the basis of their business line, means on the basis of the category, and category will be arranged in this form: first electronics, then grocery, then pharmacy, then restaurant. That means if there are two coupons, first belongs to grocery and second belongs to restaurant, so the grocery one should come first, then the restaurant will should come. Okay, so this will be sorted first on the basis of this business line in the order. And then if like suppose we have two coupons which are from the same, means which are on the same business line, suppose pharmacy. So in that case what we'll do, we need to sort them by code. So we'll be sorting it on the basis of code, that means the string that we have in the lexicographical order. Okay, so let's see some input examples as well here. So what we are given here is we are given four inputs codes. Save the codes are save 20, empty, pharma 5 and save at the rate 20. So we see like this is good, this pharma 5 is also good, means the code I should also only have alphanumeric characters and underscores, but this is an empty string, so this is not good, means second coupon is not valid, as well as this is a at the rate, so this is also not valid. Hence first coupon is valid and third coupon is valid. Also, like we see like all the business lines of I are in the categories of these four categories only, and is active of all four were true. Hence the only valid that were left are 1 and 3. Now we see that 1 belongs to restaurant and 3 belongs to pharmacy, and we know that pharmacy should come before restaurant in the sorted order. So this pharmacy one, that is pharma 5, should come before save 20. So in the output we will have first pharma 5 and then save 20. Okay, similarly we'll have another inputs. So here we see like the first one is active as false, so grocery 15 is not valid. Then we have electronics underscore 50, this code is valid, discount and cold is valid, but we see business line of this discount and is invalid, but it should only belong to these four categories. Hence this third coupon is also not valid. So the only valid coupon that we have here is electronics underscore 50, and hence the only output that will be is electronics underscore 50, which is the only means valid coupon. So now we know that we need to return a vector of a string, means the codes of all those coupons which are valid. Okay, so what can we do here? So we need to identify, means we need to satisfy these three requirements, right? So we'll simply like for each code we'll check for all of these three requirements, and if it is satisfied then we'll simply push that code as well as business line, means its property, in our like a normal result. And then we need to sort it on the basis of the condition that we are given, means the business line should be sorted in this order and then code should be sorted in lexicographical order. So let's try to see how we'll satisfy the first condition. So the first condition is code of I should only have like alpha numeric or underscore. Okay. So what we can do here is we can simply iterate through for the ith coupon we'll iterate through the code of I string, and at each step will means if this is the character at this step, so we'll see whether like if means if it is alpha numeric. Okay, there is an inbuilt function is alphanumeric which will tell whether means it will return true if the cs that we have is like is only consisting of a to z, capital A to z, or 0 to 9. Okay, so we'll check that, or what we can say is or ch equals to what underscore. In those cases will be means returning true. Okay, and in all other cases we need to return false. So if we means anytime return false, then simply that code will not become valid. Means will not be returning true because there can be false at their cases. So as soon as we encounter a case where this condition is not true, so we can simply say like if this condition is not true, then we can simply return false. And after this loop has executed for all the means characters in code of I, in the end if we have not yet returned false, then we simply return true. Okay, so this is how we'll see it. For example, here we have the code. So we see like if s is empty, so since s should be non-empty, we'll simply return false. Now we iterate through all the characters in s. We see like whether any of those conditions is not satisfied. Means either it is not alphabetical or it is not equals to underscore. Then we'll simply return false, else we'll return true. So the first condition we have satisfied. Okay, we'll name it is valid code. The second condition that we need to check is whether the business line that it belonging to, it should only belongs to the 4 categories. So one key observation that we need to make here is business of I. So while we'll be means iterating through all the coupons, and now initially what do we want? We want to identify the code as well as business line. Business line means the business line is more important than code. And now then we need to sort it. Sort it first on the basis of business line, and then if business line is equal, then we sort it on the basis of code. Now business line is given as 4 categories of strings. Okay, so we are given that 4 categories of strings has a given priority. So this suppose if we assign numbers to these categories 0, 1, 2, 3, then this 0th number should come first, then 1, then 2, then 3. So if we assign instead of like simple strings, because simple string was E comes before G, GHI, JKLM, P and PQR. So either we can simply sort it on the basis of ascending order as well, because it is simply in a lexicographical order the priority is given, or we can assign them numbers as well. So if we simply assign them numbers, then we not need to sort the strings. And then we'll see like this. Now we just need to sort these numbers on the basis of increasing order. Okay, so what we can do here is we'll be storing for each valid coupon the business line as well as the code. And now we'll be sorting them. Now we'll sort it on the basis of we'll storing this as an integer, and this will remain as a string only. Okay, now we'll sort them first on the basis of increasing order of integer, and then on the basis of like if means business line of 2 strings are equal, 2 coupons are equal, then we'll sort it on the basis of their code. Okay, so this is what we'll do. So the second step is to means identify the category, means the priority of each category. So what we'll do, we'll get the business priority, means get the business priority. If it is electronics, we'll simply return 0. For grocery, we'll return 1. For pharmacy, we'll return 2. For restaurant, we'll return 3. And if it is not belongs to any of those 4 categories, we'll simply return -1. And this -1 will represent that the coupon that we are searching for is currently invalid. Hence, we'll not push it in our normal business line comma code vector of pair. Okay. And third one is to simply check whether the coupon is valid or not. Okay, so in this way we'll traverse, and then we'll write a simple custom comparator to sort it on the basis of our requirement. Or since we have pushed it in this form only, like business line comma code, and this code we want in a increasing order as well as business line also in an increasing order. So we can simply write sort the comparator itself without writing any comparator. So that will also work here. So let's see the code first and see we'll be able to grasp all the concepts. So we are storing this a pair of int comma string to account all the valid coupons. So this int will be what the it will be the business priority that we are having 0, 1, 2 or 3. Okay, so it will be simply the uh, business line, and this string will be what code. Now we iterate through all the coupons. First, if we check like it is not active, then we simply need to skip. Okay. Then we get the business priority. If it is equals to -1, then again we need to skip. And if it is not valid, so if it is not valid, that means this function returns false. Okay. This returns false. So in that case also we'll be skipping it. And if all of these conditions are satisfied, then only we'll reach this line. And when we reach this line, we'll simply push the priority that we got as well as code of I. Now, how do we need to sort it? We need to sort it simply on the basis of like we can simply write it this way also. Like, right, sort till this only. We do not need this custom comparator as well, but I have written it so that you are able to understand how we write a custom comparator in these cases. So what do we need to see? If the priority is equal, then we need to sort it on the basis of second value in increasing one. So if the first priority, both priority of both are equal, then we need to sort it on the basis of code. And if it is not equal, then we need to sort it on the basis of priority only. So we'll sort it on the basis of priority. And in the end, in the result, final result, we only need this code only. So once we have this sorted valid coupons, we'll pushing the p dot second in our result. Okay. So we'll simply be pushing it. So they and then finally return. So this was the final brute force approach for this easy problem. See, it was easy because it was just a simple implementation. Nothing extra needed to be done here. And let's see the time complexity. So n is given as 100 and all the lengths of the strings are also given as 100 only. So as you can see in our code, we are identifying through the array ones which is of big of n, approximately big of 100. And for getting the business priority, it is constant type. For getting the valid code, it is of, we'll need to iterate through the string, so it will also be big of 100. And when we are sorting it, it will be simply big of n log n. So this will be like overall the approach will be till big of 100 into 100, so big of 1e4. Okay, so obviously this will be running in like very fast time. So this was the overall approach. Let's try to submit the code as well, and we also remove the custom comparator to make you explain like this will also. So return the same code is valid code, get business priority, and then will be means doing the same, checking for all three conditions. If any one of them fails, we will not be reaching it. And if all three of them passes, then we will be reaching here. We'll push the valid coupons, then we'll sort it on the basis of our requirements, and then we'll finally fetch the final result. So let's try to submit it and see how will it does. Okay, again we have done some mistakes here. It is validate coupons. Okay, let's try to run it again. It should be validate coupons. It runs fine. Let's try to submit it and see how much times it takes. Yeah, so it runs in 0ms, which is very fine. And let's try to like remove this portion as well, because we saw like writing the custom comparator is not required here because of what? Because E comes before G, G comes before P, and P comes before R. So either we can like simply assign string as well, or on the basis of business priority. So try to submit it. As we can see, like this also runs fine, but means both are fine only, the custom comparator as well as this. The running time does not matter here because it depends on, means every time we will submit, this will change only. Okay, so we know the complexity still remains the same only. So yeah, this was the like discussion of the today's Leetcode POTD. If you like the solution, then make sure to like as well as subscribe. And if you have any doubts in any of the concepts discussed, then make sure to comment down and I will be happy to respond. Thank you so much for watching.